welcome to the podcast, formerly known as Another Podcast. I am Coleman, and this is my friend here, Luke.
Hello, yep, I'm Luke.
This is the unnumbered episode, I think. Can it be the unnumbered episode?
Yeah, that's what, let's call it that.
Okay.
It's going to be a nice title.
We've sort of been kicking it back and forth whether we were going to, just sort of hold this particular episode in reserve or, debut it next and then whatever. I don't know. Scheduling is so complicated when you have a podcast you guys don't even understand.
Yep, and it just gets in the way also with all the paperwork we do.
The paperwork. Uh-huh.
And we have to do more paperwork to schedule these things. So it's...
Yeah, I mean, I could write something out on this piece of paper right here, right now, and,
Yeah.
So, all right. Okay, meat and potatoes time. So, I guess, apparently, I had this idea, and it seemed like it fit really good into something like Harry Potter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we may have talked about this before, and I think you've maybe explained this to me too, but I just had it explained to me yesterday.
So...
Sorry, I figured if I just paused there, people would be so brilliantly confused that they wouldn't even want to listen anymore.
Okay.
Had this idea, thought it was original. What if there were two chosen ones, right?
There technically was.
See, this is what I keep hearing, and this is so weird because I thought that I came up with this idea, and I don't think I had any way of knowing what you're telling me. Right? Go ahead and say it. Go ahead.
So, what it was the chosen one. Voldemort pretty much had to pick.
Yeah.
It was either going to be Neville or Harry.
Right. There was some kind of prophecy stuff, which I completely forget, and they both...
They were both born on, the same month or something.
Okay.
Then whoever Voldemort... the kid that was born would stop Voldemort.
Right.
Well, there was two. So
right.
Voldemort went, well, it's either this one or this one. So he chose Harry. And it just... he was the chosen one, and so it turned out he got all this power and everything to, It wasn't going to be Harry if Voldemort didn't pick Harry.
Oh, okay.
They mentioned
so whoever he picked would have just been the guy.
Pretty much.
Okay.
So if he would have picked Neville would have been...
Gosh, you should have. Who doesn't want to have your Dark Lord reign unseated by a kid named Longbottom? But, okay, so, yeah. Anyway. I didn't know all that, but what I kept thinking was how hilarious it would be to have, your Harry Potter series, and all along, the Dumbledore and all the professors and everybody are like, well, which one of these kids is it? And it's like, all the goofy, just stupidly dangerous things that Harry Potter had to go through, could have actually just been Dumbledore's way of trying to test out, I gotta find out which one of these kids is the chosen one, so the only way I can do it is to keep endangering them over and over again.
So it's like, alright, we're gonna see if Harry Potter is the chosen one by putting him in the Goblet of Fire and seeing if he dies. If he dies, we know he's not the chosen one.
Yeah, but, but he would have had to... Neville would have had to go through everything Harry had to go through.
True.
And in every single one of the movies, it'd be like, oh, I think I've finally... books. I think I've finally proven that I'm the chosen one. But then they'd find some way of interpreting whatever happened to Neville as also fulfilling that part of the prophecy, and thus continuing the total stalemate of having no idea which one of them it was. I think that would have been the funnest thing.
That honestly would have been...
So let's just, go back and rewrite the whole thing. And oh no.
Poor J.K. Rowling. We just send her an email. Please rewrite all your Harry Potter books in this way.
We've got J.K. Rowling on our email speed dial. Because we're just high rollers like that.
Yep, we're so famous and well known right now with our 14 followers.
we're so big that we even know what the J and the K stand for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just kidding.
Hey, what does the J and the K stand for again?
I have no idea.
All right.
Probably not Jeffrey. I can't even think of a K name.
Kennedy?
Oh, okay, yeah. Kenneth. There's lots of them.
Now that you start thinking about them.
Yeah. Keith.
Keith.
I mean, it's actually easier with a woman.
Carol
which
with a
she
K.
is. That's another thing. That proves how learned we are. We know that J.K. Rowling is a woman.
Yeah.
We know that. Oh.
Speaking of book series,
What?
there's a good book series out there I've heard of.
We're not going to talk about the Wheel of Time, are we?
It's by E.L. Ward.
No, we're not going to talk about that. Those books are awful. Do not buy them. And,
It's there's the original book.
no, just don't even listen to him. Turn the channel. Grab your remotes.
What, do you think they're watching it on TV?
Abandoned ship.
You think they're watching it on TV?
Yeah. I mean, we're on what? Channel 4, 5? PBS? I don't know.
And the channel called YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah, okay, sure. Like, those are real things.
Yeah, we're so well known, we're on local TV.
Alright. We're on local TV in every locale in the world.
So then here's the question. Why are those books so bad? 'Cause you've obviously read them.
That you're trying to back me into a corner. I can't tell you why they're so bad because we're not even supposed to be talking about these stupid books. I mean, I love it. We're talking about something that the audience has no context about, and oh gosh.
Well, maybe some, but
No, none at all. And yeah, I don't know. Just oh, look at that over there. Isn't that interesting?
what, your musket?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I'm trying to change the subject to something else so, vague that they have no idea what we're talking about either.
Ah, yes. But you do have a really cool replica of a flintlock musket.
Yeah, and that has a little bit to do with these books that we're not talking about and we'll never talk about. Coleman.
Fine.
But yeah. Okay, let's pivot. I got another thing we can talk about. Lord of the Rings thing. I really hope we haven't talked about this already in our vast collection of backlist episodes.
We've only talked, 3 things about Lord of the Rings. Maybe.
Okay, well, so, we've discussed in this episode, retailoring Harry Potter into a ridiculous Who's the Chosen One comedy. Ben Kenobi having Alzheimer's came up, and really a brilliant reinterpretation of Star Wars, as it was pointed out to me yesterday, would be if, you took that idea and ran with it, where Obi-Wan had no idea what he was talking about, but Luke learned the Force in spite of it, and everybody else knew that poor old Ben, just was a crazy old man, but they didn't dare tell Luke because he was accomplishing such great things based on this man's meandering gibberish, and it's like the rebellion depends on him to believe everything that Obi-Wan is telling him, even though it's all a bunch of hubbub. And okay, anyway, so here's the alternate version of Lord of the Rings you could do. Imagine, if you will, because we'll all remember, maybe, or maybe not, when Gandalf explained to Frodo that there are many magical rings in the world, and none of them are to be used lightly, or actually I think he said that to Bilbo, so sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. So here's what would make a brilliant Lord of the Rings, not prequel, not sequel, but parallel quill. There's no good word for it yet, but there will be. Imagine a different party of adventurers finding a magic ring and convincing themselves that this this is the one ring. This is Sauron's ring. We've got to go to Mordor and destroy this thing, because it's the only hope that the world has now. And they never realize that the ring that they're like busting their butts to get into Mordor isn't even the actual ring. That would be great.
We almost died. We got rid of the ring, finally. Wait, why is Sauron still here? That wasn't the ring, boys. Oh.
The big old eyeball just says, that wasn't the ring, boys. You done goofed.
I have to bring this up.
Okay.
So, I sent you this the other day.
Oh, yeah.
The
you did.
Avada Kedavras in all different languages.
Yeah.
Now, people listening out there, search this up on YouTube. It's a real thing. It's like takes almost every language in the world and pretty much says Avada Kedavra to it.
Yep.
But it's in a different language.
Yep. You just see the same clip of Voldemort over and over and over again.
The mouthing of the mouthing of the word doesn't change. It's just Avada Kedavra, like how he says it. But
right.
the language changes, so it's just flat out funny.
Yeah, and there's another video similar to that I found out about within the same hour. I don't understand how this happened. Two completely different people. Coleman at home sending me this link to this video of Voldemort saying Avada Kedavra, or however you're supposed to pronounce that, in 20 to 50 different languages. And this other kid showed me a clip of Voldemort's laugh at some point in the Deathly Hallows Part 2 being laughed differently by every single different language's voice artist. And that video, too, deserves a look, because how people laugh in different languages is apparently very questionable.
Yeah. So, search up Avada Kedavra in different languages on YouTube, and then search up Voldemort's laugh in different languages on YouTube also.
Oh,
it's by the exact same person. So... it's ironic when you watch it.
Yeah. Actually, it won't be ironic when you watch it, but it was certainly very ironic when I watched it.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and very funny.
Especially when it went from within the same hour, and I sent you...
It'll never make any sense. But, okay, so if we're going to talk about how, random YouTube videos just, change your perception of these franchises, it was also that day, somebody showed me another good one to look up would be, I think it's just called Minus Williams. They show the ending sequence of Star Wars, where, Han and Luke and Chewie are going up front to be honored by Leia for, certain Death Star blowing up experiences that they had. And so basically somebody re-edited that scene without the music in it, and just like empty room tone and, a few sound effects here and there based on what was going on. And it's the most awkward scene you will ever watch. Like, that scene, that whole sequence makes absolutely no sense unless there's a beautiful, beautiful musical accompaniment. It's just a whole massive room full of completely silent people coughing every so often as they wait seemingly interminably for these three guys to walk to the front of the room and just get a little metal, and
with Chewie standing there without one.
Right. Yeah, let's never forget how they sent Chewie all the way down the lane and then didn't even hang a medal on him. I mean, granted, like, Leia would have needed like a stepladder to hang a medal on his neck, but
then they made the people turn around and kind of just stand there heroically, like.
Yep. It's super awkward.
So if you guys do watch some of this stuff, put it in the comments below and tell us about if you liked it or not.
Please like and subscribe to those channels, not ours.
Sure. I mean, eventually we might actually get enough subscribers to actually might stop getting paperwork. I have a hard time believing it, but
yeah,
maybe.
Let's hope that day never comes.
Yeah, those. Never mind.
Well, I think we should call it quits again. We put in a good another 15 minutes.
Yeah. Well, this was another amazing episode of the podcast, formerly known as Another Podcast.
Yep.
I am Luke. This is Coleman here.
Yep. Hi.
And
I'm Coleman. Always been Coleman.
And we are signing out.
Bye.